let's talk about this Jeep Odyssey, shall we?
Let's talk about it.
All right, so for those of you that have not seen this, go to our website, partscountergurus.com. There is a link. It's called Mentioned on the Podcast. It's a tab along the top. And we will put this in, we'll put a link to this video that we're talking about here in the Mentioned on the Podcast page. But Jeep just released so here we are talking about Stellantis again. And
right.
I don't remember exactly what I said when you and I discussed this the other day, but it was something like these guys are paying attention and they get it, and they're coming fresh off the heels of a Springsteen controversy, but they are continuing to stay relevant. It's almost like they've taken Ford's place in the social media and marketing star spotlight.
I think so. And Ford is, if you look at the activity around Ford, they've kind of they're going in a different pace, going at a different pace right now, other than what they had been. So this is quite interesting to see the changing of the guard, if you will.
So
late.
They released a commercial, and you can find it like I said on our website. It's on YouTube, and it's playing. It's from 2001: A Space Odyssey. What is the theme? It's playing the theme song.
Yeah, from the Space 20. Yeah,
and you all know it. And it's basically all the animals that you would see on, like an African safari. Right, Jay?
Right. Yes, absolutely. That's what it is. And you know what it kind of reminded me of a little bit, the commercial, with how the animals are reacting in the commercial is the Budweiser kind of a, or the what's up? Remember that campaign?
It fits that sort of vibe. But they're throwing in little pop culture references, like, I saw did you see the black monolith at the end?
Yeah, I did, man.
Right. And,
thought it was great.
We've talked about that on this show. If you just crawled out from under a rock, or this is your first time listening, welcome to the program.
Right.
We covered the whole monolith scenario and fairly in depth Yeah, I'm monitoring it right now. I'm looking at the video, and it's great that they've. So if you haven't, you have to watch it. You got buffalo in this thing, man. I mean, they're all you got orangutans. You got wolves, llamas, hippos, gators, crocodiles, turtles, peacocks, owls. You name it, man. They ran the gamut with all this, and so they're appealing to the outdoor crowd, the overland crowd, in that way. Hey, you want to go out and explore and see nature? Get a Jeep, right? And we've been saying all along, like, while everybody else is sort of, Toyota's putting Supras at SEMA, here's Jeep catering to the overland crowd, right? And so, but there was a real reveal at the end of this. Now you have mentioned this before, Jay, but I don't know really how publicized it's been, which is at the very end you see the Jeep plugged in.
Yeah, the hybrid, the 4xe technology that Jeep announced late last year. So supposedly the 2021 Wrangler, the one that they are running in the commercial, 4xe is set to reach the dealers by this first quarter. So expect them to come out at any time. The pricing on those things, I did a little research on it. The 4xe Launch Edition will start at around right at $50,000. It's $49,490, I think, and then the Rubicon trim on that is going to be, I think, around $54,000. And those will be the only two trim levels available in this. Now, you heard us talk about the 4xe before because we did the Cherokee L reveal. We discussed that, and they mentioned potentially that technology being used in a Cherokee L down the road, the 4xe technology. So it's a plug-in hybrid. It's interesting. They only come in the powertrain on it has just one engine. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine paired with a 17 kilowatt per hour battery. The two, they say, can put out about 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, routed through an 8-speed transmission, which, by the way, we're going to be talking about transmissions that are affected by something later on in this podcast that we're going to get into, along with other electronics out there. So here's my question. Would you buy an EV or a plug-in hybrid of a Jeep, Keith?
I feel like, for me, if I was going to buy anything electric, it would have to take the place of something I already have, and that would be a good candidate. It would be a good contender. Now, specs, which they have not revealed yet, are going to make or break this thing. If the range on this... So it's a hybrid, so I'm not really sure how that whole plug-in scenario works, right? Because they show you in the video plugging this thing in. Now, we typically think, when we think of plug-in cars, those are all electric. So what I'm using the term range because, I see a plug going into a car to charge it,
right?
Presumably. So what's the electric range on this? That's going to be a huge, if it's 40 or 50 miles like the first generation kind of Chevy stuff, I don't think it's going to matter, but it won't draw attention. But if
it says, as you're discussing, the battery pack in the 4xe is good for up to 25 miles of electric only range. That's not a lot.
Yeah, so why plug it in then? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. It says it comes ready to go off-road with a 2-speed transfer case that enables full-time four-wheel drive, solid Dana 44 axles, 10.8 inch of clearance, and the ability to forward up to about 30 inches of water. It is estimated to return 50 miles per gallon and hit 60 miles per hour in around 6 seconds, according to Jeep.
So that's a hybrid, right?
It is.
But if it's electric only,
That's
why
combined.
do you need to plug it in?
Yeah, but it's not.
If it's not electric only, sorry, I misspoke there. You see my point, right? What's
do.
the purpose? Or maybe that was just sort of marketing on the commercial. I don't know.
It could be, but my the Chevy Volt.
Yeah.
Isn't that's a plug-in hybrid, isn't it? Or so that's a good question. You bring a good question there. You either want to go EV or you don't,
Well, because it's going to add, some cost to the vehicle. Right. So which is it? That's a trip to the grocery store. For some people, it may not even be a trip to the office, to work.
Right.
And home. A round trip, I should say. So, you gotta do better than 25 miles or just don't bother with the extra weight.
Yeah, because I don't know. Again, I don't know what. Maybe it's their way to test a platform.
Well, okay. So it's basically. I think we need to start thinking about it as a hybrid Jeep.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But forget about that whole plug-in thing that I'm so distracted by. Maybe that's
gotcha,
yeah.
yeah.